Grand Rising. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Dangling Carrots. I, in the, over the course of the last year or so, when all this stuff started happening in the United States, they offered a stimulus package. I can't remember what it was, if it was $1,200, whatever, and they sent that out to every American, and then they kind of downgraded it um, on to a state level where they were offering stimulus packages to, like, shall we say, first responders and healthcare professionals, to which I was part of. I work in a rehab facility, and there was issues when they started, and that's on a state level, and there's a whole bunch of hoops that the employer has to jump through. Excuse me. Um, there's a whole bunch of hoops that the employer has to jump through to qualify their employees for the state stimulus package. And the word stimulus, stimulate, I know what they're talking about, stimulate the economy, help people to pay their bills, and I can speak for myself that there was really no benefit but profit, shall we say, to the stimulus package in my particular case, or the people that I worked with, because once the stimulus package came out on a state level, they cut our hours at work. So we weren't coming out ahead at all. You know, there was a requirement to, for part-time employees and full-time employees, that you had to meet a certain hourly requirement. And for a full-time employee, I think it was 32 hours. For a part-time employee, it was 7 to 20 hours, somewhere in that. But my point being is that last week, they were going to reinstitute the stimulus package on a state level, the state of New Hampshire. I live in Maine, but I work in New Hampshire. I'm right on the border. And they made a big, it was a big exciting thing, and we're going to reinstitute the stimulus package from, I believe the dates they were including were from November 16th till the pay period going through December 31st. Then we had listings all over work at every time clock. Yay, they're going to give us this money, right? Yank. Stimulus. You promise relief, right? Especially in these times. People are already worn to a fine edge, right? And then you tell them, oh, relief is coming, and then you yank the relief. And it amps people up. And I've experienced that firsthand with my coworkers, and fortunately, hey, if something comes, in my personal experience, if something comes, great. If not, I'm no worse off, and I go back to thinking of like the job that I had prior to working here, due to their constantly fluctuating financial system. It was a very equitable company, but it was very commonplace that people would be. It wasn't because you had done something wrong. It was a purely financial reason from the corporation. Corporation based out of Vancouver, British Columbia. very large company that I worked for, and you know, the first thing to go would be employees. That's how you cut your budget. You didn't tighten up on your product. You cut employees. So I consider myself very fortunate because I spent 6 years at this place, and I adopted a mentality of every payday that I make it to is I'm employed. Um, because they would drop people like that, and for no reason. Like, you didn't have to screw something up. Seniority didn't matter. As a matter of fact, if you had seniority and you were at the high end of your pay rate, you were actually more in the bullseye, depending on how well you performed. Um, but there was really no logic to it. So I adopted that attitude that every 2 weeks, because you were paid bi-monthly, every 2 weeks, every other Friday, and I'd make it to a payday. Okay, cool, I'm still employed. Make it to another payday. Okay, cool, I'm still employed. So when I come to this situation, and that's been very useful. Hey, if something comes, great. If not, I'm no worse off. Like I said before. But that dangling of that carrot to people who are, um, I'm not saying money cash, why are, this is the system we live in. But people who are already worn to a fine edge, people who live paycheck to paycheck, people who have children to support, a household to support, um, people who place a great deal of their value, or the value that they have, is based around finances. What can I and can't I afford? Um, and to dangle that carrot, especially now, right at the holiday season, um, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then to yank that carrot away. Relief is coming. No, it isn't. Relief is coming. No, it isn't. Um, you got a bunch of people who are already worn to a fine edge, and to keep them in that state of constant fear and negativity and concern and worry, and that serves a purpose. Somebody who's already in that state of fear, to hammer them down, dangle the carrot and pull it away. You're perpetuating a fearful population, and that's not nice. That's not nice. Again, I'm very grateful for the situation, or my mindset about it. Um, I was like, yeah, there we go. As soon as they pulled the carrot and said, no, we're not doing it, I was like, figures. And I kind of, and I brush it off. It was ducks, water off a duck's back. But I see it manifesting in the folks that I work with, and it's sad. It's sad. The covert sleaziness of controlling the population. There's relief coming. No, it isn't. There's relief coming. No, there isn't. You know, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of people getting pissed off. They're angry. They're angry, and they're scared. Um, you know, what is it? Uh, fear-based anger and aggression. And it's coming out sideways in a whole bunch of ways. The work environment is not conducive because people are in a fearful state of aggression. It's the hoarding mentality. Um, anyway, my 2 cents about just the way that the government that is supposed to have our best interest doesn't have our best interest. They don't. Plain and simple, you know. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this crap out, you know. Cover your mouth. Don't talk. Don't communicate. Don't you know, it just it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm blown away, you know, just but again, go figure, you know. Oh, imagine that, you know, the depths that they go to control, you know, the little, you know, the puppet, you know, keep people in a state of fear and confusion, you know, distractions, you know, unbelievable. But I don't know if you can hear it. It's starting to rain. It's 10 to 6 in the morning, still very dark out, as you can see. I've got the overhead light on in my car, and it's still dark. Um, but allegedly, as the day progresses, we're going to get our first snow today. Was it December 5th, December 6th, something like that? We're supposed to get our first snow today, so very good chance I'll be out in the plow truck at work, and not supposed to be much, but whatever. I get paid the same to march or to fight, you know. And anyway, wishing you all a peace that surpasses all understanding, keeping our vibes high. Uh, when I go into work, I'm going to love the people that I work with as best as I can, with a smile or a gesture, or just simply listening to someone. Um, there's all different ways we can love each other. And I love you. I love you guys, you know, guys and gals, male and female. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna shut up. I got a few minutes left. I'm gonna do a brief meditation before I cross the street, go to work, and wishing you all really a peace that surpasses all understanding. Um, the people, the you know, being grateful for the people in my life, and even being grateful for the absences of those people, because I'm reminded of a poem by Khalil Gibran. You know, the friend is clearer to the climber from the plane. You know, a little bit of distance, and you get a different perspective and a different appreciation for the beauty and the grace of the mountain, and beauty and the grace of our friends and the people that we hold dear to us. And it's a nice place to be. It gives me a warm feeling in my heart. Even in like, I don't like using this word, but even in missing my friends, um, sensing their absence, you know, sensing their absence, there's a great deal of warmth that comes in with that, because it shows their value, you know. It offers you a perspective of the value of those relationships. Be excellent to each other. Be excellent to each other. Love each other within your means, you know, within your ability. Goes a long way. Goes a long way. I love you guys. Peace that surpasses understanding, and that's that. I'm out, going to work. Woohoo!